A story that holds your future. A story that can make the present better.
It's time to get real. Let's unravel facts. Let's focus on the impact. Let's discuss issues. Let's debate the risks. Let's take action.
We are your reflection. We are your voice. We are Mirror Now.
सामान्यतः तो अगर 8 लोग एक साथ रेप करें और बच्ची उसी दिन आकर नहीं कहे, ये बात मेरे भी कम समझ में आ रही है.
Shocking statement by the Home Minister of Rajasthan, Gulab Chand, as he questions the integrity of the 13-year-old student who was gang raped by 8 of her own teachers. He asks why the 13-year-old didn't report the incident immediately.
वो रेप की घटना नहीं है और वो बिटिया पहले से ही 4-5 साल पहले से ही स्कूल छोड़ चुकी है और पिता का अब ये कहना है कि उन्होंने किसी नशीली चीज का सेवन कर लिया था और उस कारण से वो होश हवास में नहीं थे और उन्होंने ये गलत एफआईआर दर्ज कराई है.
Another shocking statement, this time from the Women and Child Development Minister Anita Badal. She says the victim is yet to record her statement with the police, but the minister joins the ranks of the people questioning the integrity of the case.
We do not expect any bias towards us. It's just cover the facts and bring the truth before the people, for which Mirror Now has been doing a great job. Thank you for that.
At a big impact, we raised the issue of RA Colony and the work that has begun despite the citizens' protest. The Mumbai Metro Rail Corporation now has stopped work until further notice.
I would be very happy if anyone comes forward and lets me know or lets us know, and we will fix it up for sure.
A Mega Mirror Now investigative report. Impact. The First Lady of Maharashtra, Amrita Fadnavis, takes note of Mumbai's government schools and the situation that they're in. After our investigation, she fixes the toilets and the classrooms. The little children in these 3 schools in Mumbai now have new toilets and new classrooms. Thanks to the work that she's doing, we're grateful that she took a step to improve the lives of these little children.
फिर अब क्या लगा आपको कि भाई ये मेरे को आने जाने में किधर निकलने ही नहीं देते, तो मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ.
अगर 8 लोग एक साथ रेप करें और बच्ची उसी दिन आकर नहीं कहे, ये बात मेरे भी कम समझ में आ रही है. तो एक आदमी भी रेप करे छोटी बच्ची को तो भी उसे पता लग जाएगा कि कुछ घटना दुर्घटना हुई. फिर भी कोई बात नहीं, उन्होंने केस दर्ज किया है, हमने मेडिकल बोर्ड बना दिया.
पहले किसी स्कूल प्रशासन ने इनके खिलाफ एफआईआर दर्ज कराई थी और उसी से बदला लेने के लिए उन्होंने इस तरह से इतना घृणित आरोप लगाते हुए अपनी बेटी को जिन्होंने इस्तेमाल किया इस बात के लिए.
18 महीने हो गए स्कूल छोड़ी को, उन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया. जब इनसे कूटमार करने के बाद में राजीनामा वास्ते फिरे, राजीनामा नहीं बैठा तो उन्होंने ये केस किया.
And in another BJP-ruled state, and that's also Chief Minister is a woman, this kind of thing happens to a young girl and no action has been taken so far against anybody. This is utterly shameful.
I have the misfortune, viewers, of bringing you some horrid stories, and tonight is among one of the worst. Not only do we live in a country where a 13-year-old has filed a complaint about something that happened to her over a year ago. So she was 11 and 12 when it started, when 8 of the teachers in her school took turns to rape her for over a year. They made videos on their phones and used it to threaten her. They threatened her family. They gave her medication to prevent pregnancies that then went on to make her sick. Those 8 people have not been arrested. The police has not made a single arrest. But the thing that breaks my heart tonight when I speak to you is the fact that the Home Minister of Rajasthan, the person in charge of law and order, the person in charge of making sure that there is justice delivered to this young girl and that she is in fact kept safe. And remember, the victim is a minor in this case. He turns around and he says that he can't understand why she didn't come forward earlier. He turns around and says that if 8 people are going to rape you, I don't understand why you don't come forward earlier. You don't understand, dear Mr. Home Minister, because you're too misogynistic. Because you're a male chauvinist, because you're insensitive, because you don't know how to do your job, and because you should either resign, and the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, who happens to be a woman, one hopes she understands, she should have you fired immediately. That is my demand going into this show. That the Home Minister of Rajasthan in the next 24 hours should either resign or should be fired, because irrespective of the details of this case that he's questioning, what he displays is a complete apathy and a complete lack of sensitivity to do his job. He's just not qualified. He lacks a heart and in very likelihood lacks the ability to think things through before he speaks. This man should not be in office for another day. Joining me on the show this evening, Indrani Malkani, Managing Trustee of We Citizens Actions Network, who's been working very closely with safety for children, especially young girls in schools. Bharti Ali is the co-founder and co-director of HUC, the Center for Child Rights. Aparna Bhatt is an advocate with the Supreme Court. Abha Singh, senior advocate here in Mumbai. Suman Sharma is the State Commission for Women in Rajasthan, joins us on the phone line. Prerna Singh, spokesperson of the Congress Party. Abha Singh, what an appalling day to have a conversation, Abha Singh. This disgusting statement that this person has made, proving beyond all doubt that he has no right to hold office, Abha. I want him out of his job.
Definitely, because being a home minister, being a minister in a government where a minor has been raped by 8 teachers, if he makes a statement like that, what inference will the local police draw from that? That the minister doesn't want them to investigate. Because if the matter was there, he should have refrained from making any statement. He should have instructed the police to arrest the rapist, get the statements recorded, get the child statement in front of a magistrate under 164 CRPC. That should have been the proper cause. Rather than saying that, he has raised issues that maybe the victim is telling lies. In fact, he has spoiled the whole case, and that is the reason that the 8 teachers are absconding. They have not been arrested. Maybe the police has taken a cue from the minister's statement, and that is why they have not done any action. You are very right when you say that this minister must be sacked or he must resign, because people like him should not be there. In the first place, rather than giving the family assistance, there was a Nirbhaya fund which was set up, and it said that the victim's family should be given the first installment from 3 lakhs, which is to be given. Instead of giving any help, instead of providing any medical assistance, he comes with such a callous statement. I think he has no right to be there. Not only that, there is a provision in law. If he felt that it was a wrong complaint, he could have asked law to take its course. In fact, 211 of this IPC clearly says if someone files a false case, there is also a provision. But rather than that, by making such a reckless statement, he is trying to distort the case and let the rapist go scot-free. In fact, he should have pulled up the education department, that why vigilance squads were not there, why teachers' conducts were not being checked, why there were not CCTV cameras to ensure safety and security of small girls.
Indrani Malkani, it is not the job of the Home Minister of any state to decide if the case is right, if the case is false. For him to turn around and say, I can't understand this. I mean, you're damn right you can't understand it, because you're not sensitive enough. And this statement that he has said is an indication of everything that is wrong with our system. The reason why women continue to suffer in this country is all bottled down and tabled in this one little statement, Indrani.
Absolutely true, because today we are talking about the most vulnerable of society, and that is young children. A minister to say that the victim not coming forward to complain is appalling. because no right-thinking person should be making, and least of all a person who is in the seat of, who's the Home Minister, whoever, wherever the state may be, whichever party may be ruling it. So to say that why the victim didn't come, this begs the question, what makes a victim scared? And it is the condition, because the victim invariably feels it is their fault. And in this case, this is a young child. So a child is definitely, first of all, there is a confusion in the mind of the child. Teachers who are supposed to be protectors are supposed to be educating. A school is supposed to be a sanctum where you go to study. So in that place, when you are violated to this extent, now whether these teachers are at fault, not at fault, etc., that is not the issue here. That is for the law to take its course. But the fact is that a situation has risen. Why there has been inaction, this begs the question. So therefore there is, and it's not a question of just this little girl. It's a question of boys too. It is a question of children. And children in schools are supposed to be safe. And this I must share, Faye, that when I was doing the school bus whole policy and the whole project, that was one of the prime things that we did, was to protect children even while being transported to school. So I am appalled completely.
Completely appalled, and I reiterate that this minister should resign immediately. Prerna Singh, let me remind you that Rajasthan comes in at number 3 in the worst state for crime against women and children. I mean, the state number 1, of course, is Madhya Pradesh. Coming in second, Indrani, you'll be surprised, is Maharashtra, after which is Rajasthan, and then is Uttar Pradesh coming in at number 4. Prerna Singh.
Faye, you know, it is very ironical, or I would like to say that it is very sad that, you know, when the BJP contested their elections, Lok Sabha elections in 2014, the foremost issue which they took up was the women's safety. बहुत हुआ महिलाओं पर वार, अब की बार मोदी सरकार. So where is Modi Sarkar and what are they doing for the safety of women? I do not want to politicize the issue, but Faye, till when do we have to live in fear? If we are not safe in the schools, where are we safe? If we cannot trust our teachers, who can we trust? And when such an insensitive statement comes from the Home Minister of that state, that is the saddest. And ironically, a woman who is the Chief Minister of that state does not even come out and condemn the statement, forget removing him. I completely agree with you and my other panelists that this person should be sacked immediately. But the worst part is that the Chief Minister is not even coming out to condemn his statement. He does not understand why the girl did not come out and express what happened with her. If he doesn't understand that, he needs to understand why she did not come out and told about her story. We need to sensitize the parliamentarians, the legislators. I am not talking about any party. There should be zero tolerance for such people, and such people do not have any right to hold any post in any place or any party.
In fact, I just understand the Women and Child Minister of Rajasthan has just made a statement about this case, Anita Badel. Let's play that bite out and listen into what she has to say, and after which we'll go to Suman Sharma, who joins us on the phone line.
वो रेप की घटना नहीं है और वो बिटिया पहले से ही 4-5 साल पहले से स्कूल छोड़ चुकी है और पिता का अब ये कहना है कि उन्होंने किसी नशीली चीज का सेवन कर लिया था और उस कारण से वो होश हवास में नहीं थे और उन्होंने ये गलत एफआईआर दर्ज कराई है. पहले किसी स्कूल प्रशासन ने इनके खिलाफ एफआईआर दर्ज कराई थी और उसी से बदला लेने के लिए उन्होंने इस तरह से इतना घृणित आरोप लगाते हुए अपनी बेटी को जिन्होंने इस्तेमाल किया इस बात के लिए.
Well, that's a statement coming in right now. Abha Singh, I'm going to come back to you here. This was the Minister for Women and Child Protection in Rajasthan saying that the father now claims that he made a false statement under the influence of some substance. Does it sound like he's being intimidated, Abha Singh?
Definitely, because if you just recall, recently Supreme Court in Asaram Bapu case has come down heavily and said that why the victims and witnesses have not been given police protection. In fact, 2-3 witnesses in Asaram Bapu case, where the rape cases there, they have been shot dead. In fact, the girl child victim, who's the main complainant in Shahjahanpur, the family has been threatened. So I'm sure, because the rapists, the teachers are at large, the family and the girl's father must have been threatened that in case you don't take back the case, we will murder you, we will kill you. And that is the reason he is saying that, because it is unbelievable that a father will talk like this, that under substance abuse I went and filed an FIR. Even the police would have, when he would have gone under that state, I'm sure the local police would have also got to know immediately.
To make matters worse, I want to point out the fact that the second minister from Rajasthan who spoke actually made a statement saying the father has now withdrawn his case because he said he was under the influence. She goes on to say the manner in which he used his daughter was very wrong. Who are you to decide? She should have said, this is what has happened now, we will investigate. Indrani Malkani, again, a leading statement being said by a minister saying, oh, he should have never used his daughter in this manner, which means she has already done the investigation. Has she already decided who's right and wrong?
No, that's the thing, because I am just wondering, and I am completely flummoxed, that when a crime is being reported, that the police will have to necessarily investigate. It's a criminal offense in any case. So therefore, no investigation and statements are being made. I am wondering that perhaps through your channel this evening, let us appeal to our Prime Minister, who said, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. So if on one hand, a girl child in a school atmosphere has been victimized, or that is what we are hearing. Now, no investigation having been done, we are in no way in a position to say that it didn't happen. Now, again, the father being brought in, and then to say about substance, it just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up, because here, in educated families or in urban settings, here the victims' families get intimidated. What happens in small towns? And
let me bring in Suman Sharma. Suman Sharma, Indrani Malkani is asking a very good question. This is a BJP government led by a woman. The BJP is led by our Prime Minister at the center, who says, Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao. अगर बेटी को पढ़ाते समय 8 टीचरों ने रेप किया, तो फिर पढ़ाई कौन करेगा अभी अपनी बेटी की?
Because the girls will be scared to go to school.
Suman Sharma of the State Commission for Women of Rajasthan is on the phone line with us. सुमन जी,
देखिए, मैं ये कहना चाहूंगी, इसमें मैं अभी आप लोग की सारी बातें मैंने सुनी। जिस दिन ये पर्टिकुलर इस विषय पे जिसको लेके आप लोग डिस्कशन कर रही हैं, उस बीकानेर को हम लोगों ने संज्ञान में लिया, और हमारी पूरी टीम आज भी बीकानेर में है, और हम लोग इसमें डेप्थ तक जाना चाहते हैं, जो आप लोगों ने भी चर्चा में भी लिया कि हो सकता है कि वो लोग डरे हुए हों, इसलिए बयान प्रॉपर नहीं आ पा रहा है। मैंने पिता से भी बात करने की कोशिश की है, पर अभी वो कुछ क्लियर बयान नहीं दे रहे हैं। और लड़की जो है वो अभी आई थिंक ये कह सकते हैं कि मेंटली ट्रॉमा में होगी, बिकॉज उसकी अभी कैंसर के कारण उसकी अभी ये स्थिति नहीं है, लास्ट स्टेज कैंसर का बता रहे हैं, तो वो अभी थोड़ी सी सेंसलेस लग रही है। लेकिन ओवरऑल मैं एक बात कहना चाहूंगी कि ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है कि जिस स्कूल के लिए उन्होंने एलिगेट किया, उसके 3 टीचर अभी कंटिन्यू है, 5 टीचर तो फरार हो चुके, बहुत फरार नहीं कहूंगी मैं, स्कूल छोड़ चुके। लेकिन उन तीनों टीचर की गिरफ्तारी हो तभी कुछ बात हो सकती है। 164 में अभी बयान नहीं हो पा रहा है, क्योंकि उसके फादर प्रेशर में है या उनको थ्रेटनिंग मिली है, जिसके कारण वो बच्ची का बयान नहीं होने दे रहे हैं।
शर्मा मैम, आप मुझे ये बता रहे हैं, सुमन जी आप मुझे ये बता रहे हैं कि अभी तक 8 टीचरों में से 3 टीचर अभी स्कूल में पढ़ा रहे हैं, दे आर स्टिल एट देयर जॉब्स, और उनकी अरेस्ट नहीं हुई?
जी, वो अभी पढ़ा रहे हैं। 5 बहुत पहले स्कूल छोड़ चुके। हम लोग की जानकारी में जो स्कूल से मिला है कि 2015 में ही वो स्कूल छोड़ चुके थे। जो टोटल नंबर ऑफ टीचर 10 और 8 की जो बात हो रही है ना, उसमें अभी कंटिन्यू 3 टीचर हैं, लेकिन उनकी गिरफ्तारी सुनिश्चित करनी है, और हमने वहाँ एसपी को इंस्ट्रक्ट भी किया है। लेकिन दूसरी जो महत्वपूर्ण बात हमें समझ में आ रही है सारे केसेस में कि 164 के बयान के बाद ही गिरफ्तारी होगी। आपके पैनल में बहुत एडवोकेट भी बैठे हुए हैं, वो भी इस बात को जानते होंगे, और हम लोग भी ये जानते हैं कि पॉक्सो के केस में ये अनिवार्य नहीं होता है। लड़की ने अगर कह दिया तो उसकी गिरफ्तारी होनी चाहिए, और हम लोग का यही प्रयास है कि एनी हाउ उसको आज नाइट में गिरफ्तार किया जाए और उससे बातचीत की जाए। देन हम किसी पॉइंट पे पहुंच सकते हैं कि गलत है, सही है। जो सारे बयान आपने सुनाए उसको मैं कंडेम करती हूँ कि ये ठीक नहीं है। बिना पॉइंट पे पहुंचे आप
सुमन जी स्टे विद अस। आप फोन पे बने रहिए हमारे साथ। आई जस्ट वांट टू ब्रिंग इन अपर्णा भट्ट एंड आभा सिंह। अपर्णा भट्ट, this is shocking information that of the 8 people who are accused, 5 are no longer at the school. No one's been arrested, but 3 of those teachers are still teaching in that school. They are at large. And I want to remind our viewers that the person here in question, the victim, is a minor. And when the victim is a minor, the police is supposed to, if at very least, go in and pick up those people, arrest them immediately, because they are a threat to society. They are a threat to children. How can they be allowed to still be around other children in that school and still be teaching? Aparna.
You see, I come from a point of view where you have to look at the whole case from a view where a child has to be protected. To sensationalize the whole thing and then say that everyone should be arrested and everyone should be taken away from the school, these are all aspects, and especially in the case of a child, is something we are moving away from the point.
What is the point?
Cases of
so these teachers are still in the school, Aparna Bhatt. What is the point? What should be done if these teachers are still around other children? Should they at least be suspended from the job, at least until the investigation is done?
One second. Any perpetrator of a sexual assault has to be immediately taken into custody by the police, depending on the gravity of the offence. An offence of this nature, definitely they have to be immediately arrested. That is the first thing. And as far as the school is concerned, ideally, in a case of this nature, they should at best, and in the beginning, at least suspend these teachers if an allegation of this nature is made. And if any school feels that the information given to them is not strong enough to immediately suspend them, at least ensure that they proceed on leave till such time this investigation is concluded or some kind of conclusion is reached. And as far as the police is concerned, they need to arrest. They need to arrest in a case of a gang rape of this nature, and the girl is making disclosure as it is coming in the media, and an FIR has been registered. But the reason I'm trying to say is it is not proper to sensationalize this whole case and not understanding exactly what has happened in that case. That is the point I was trying when I was beginning to answer your question.
I'll take that point on board. I'm going to go over to Abha Singh as well. Abha Singh, these are the points I'm making without sounding sensational. 1, 8 teachers were accused of repeatedly raping a minor between the ages of 11 and 12 for over a year. After that case was filed, 2 ministers of the state have come forward and said things that would further intimidate and scare the parents and the victim. Now we understand that of the 8 teachers, none of them have been arrested, and 3 are still working at that school. Now, I'm going to control my emotions as far as I can and remind our viewers, Abha Singh, please do so for us, that as far as POCSO is concerned, which is the law that prevents sexual offences against children, that the victim's statement is not necessary in this case, that the person who is a threat to society needs to immediately be removed from society. Is this a complete failure of law and order in Rajasthan, Abha Singh?
Definitely. In fact, the POCSO Act 2012 also says that a teacher, a person who's a head of an institution in whose trust the child is placed, the crime becomes even more heinous and more serious. So I think it is not an issue of 164 CRPC. That is a procedural matter which would come handy at the time of trial. At this moment, these 3 teachers who are teaching these sexual predators, because the charges are so serious, they should have been suspended, sent on leave immediately. They should not have been allowed to continue in the school. They should have not been allowed to go scot-free, because they may try to criminally intimidate the family. They may try to destroy evidence which could have been collected from the school. So other things, I think Rajasthan police has taken this in a very callous, in a very shabby manner. The Home Minister's statement has also, as I said, indicated to the police to go slow or to botch up the case. And that is why if you see conviction rate in rape cases is barely 27%, that means almost 78% of the rapists go scot-free, primarily because of such callous approach. And it is really shocking, unbelievable that those teachers on whom rape charges are there, they are still in the school, and I don't know how many offences they must have committed. It is, and the Minister is talking like this, the Women Commission is talking like this, and definitely Vasundhara Raje Scindia, sitting as Chief Minister, has not even bothered to give a call to the victim's family or has bothered to visit the school premises and show some solidarity and support to the poor children in that school.
Or again, Bharti Ali, Vasundhara Raje.
They not been arrested. It was their duty. It was in their trust the children were placed.
Absolutely. Bharti Ali, Vasundhara Raje right now needs to step up and take cognizance of what's going on in her state. She needs to first of all make a statement. She needs to remove that Home Minister, whatever the details of the case may be. He cannot get away with making statements like this. And now to find out that these 3 teachers are still actively teaching, still around other children.
Indeed, actually Rajasthan, at least on paper, is one of the most progressive states because they have a separate department for child rights, unlike most other states. And this Department for Child Rights has a clear mandate to work towards ensuring children's protection and to ensure that every school has a child protection policy which is duly followed. Very clearly there are lapses on many ends. I'm actually taken back to the 1990s when, if some of you are perhaps aware and can recall the case of Jhaku, where this Undersecretary in the Home Ministry was sexually abusing his own daughter. And it came out after many years, and he wasn't the only one. He was also, getting his friends to sexually abuse his own daughter. So this minister who feels, and I don't know which world he's living in, but he has to understand the realities of children, their traumas, what they go through, the grooming, the way children are groomed into believing that whatever is happening to them is nice, it's okay. And the way they are threatened, the way their minds are played with, it's unimaginable. For someone who's working in the field, I think the minister really needs to go out and look at these children, talk to them and see what they go through. It's really shocking.
Well, Bharti Ali is being very kind. She wants the minister to go out. She wants the minister to go out and speak to children and understand his job better. This is what he has said, Indrani. This is what he has said. He said, if 8 people rape a girl, why would the girl not tell anyone? I don't understand this. He goes on to say, I have a lot of experience. Even if a girl is raped by one man, she will know something is wrong. What experience is he referring to? How can he get away with saying these things? And while Bharti Ali is being very kind and saying he should learn to do his job, I think we've had enough of him. I think he should be removed from his job immediately.
The statements, Faye, actually leaves me speechless. Because to say if one person rapes or 8 persons rape, what is the condition of the victim? It's a total violation, and a child being abused in this manner, whoever the perpetrators are, how can the child complain, and to whom? Was it the minister? Is the Honorable Minister asking that there is a helpline where they can call or that they will? So I think there is a particular disconnect of understanding a trauma a person who has been raped goes through, and in this case a child, and that too such a young child, nowhere near 18. So therefore, I think the Honorable Minister of Rajasthan really ought to get himself, should I say, educated into understanding the psychology or what. Honestly, I'm speechless, because this sort of statements coming from any adult is unacceptable, and it's completely unacceptable in the case when it is from the minister, because any victim of any crime is in the first instance traumatized, and every individual reacts to a trauma in a different way.
Let me bring in Prerna Singh here. Prerna Singh, I'll point out something to you, that when the states that we listed with the worst crime rates right now against women, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, and now UP, all interestingly led by the BJP, and we could not get a single BJP representative to be part of this discussion. None of them had the time or the inclination to be part of this discussion. I think it's indicative of where this falls in the pecking order of what is important and what is not important in this country. And I'm not pinning the blame on anybody. I'm saying that be part of the conversation. If there is a problem, we need to acknowledge the fact that there is a problem. We can't turn around and only make slogans and only write about campaigns and not actually acknowledge the fact that there is a problem in our system. Prerna Singh.
You know, the Honorable Minister said that he does not understand why the girl did not come up and why did she wait for so long to come up saying that she had been raped for so long. I would like to say, Faye, that you know, this is the society. Most part of India, women are not comfortable, you know, sharing what they go through, when they undergo or when they go through such crime, they are not comfortable sharing it, and society as a whole is responsible. And if the responsible citizens like legislators and parliamentarians and ministers will make such statements, it will make the situation even worse. We need to work on it, that why our girls and why our women are not even comfortable talking about the mishappenings that take place. You know, we need to work on this, and government need to work on this. We as a society need to work on this. Social organizations need to work on this, and we as a woman need to work on this. The kind of stigma attached to rape victims and the victims of sexual assault, we need to remove that stigma. We need to stop blaming the girls. We need to stop blaming the woman for whatever crime they go through. And government, you know, the least government can do, the least the Chief Minister could have done is to at least come out and, you know, spoken against the minister who has made that statement.
Right,
the least we expect from a Chief Minister.
That is the least we expect from a Chief Minister at this time, especially a woman Chief Minister who should have taken cognizance of what is going on in her state. I want to bring Suman Sharma back with us.
And you know, we have seen these incidents before. Manohar Lal Khattar blames women for such cases. Other BJP leaders keep blaming women
to be fair, Prerna Singh, there are several Congress leaders who have also said derogatory things about women. So I don't think it's fair to single one party. You know, there are politicians of every party who have said derogatory things about women, including the party that you represent. So let's not make it about the BJP. I want to go over to Suman Sharma. Suman Sharma, आप बताइए कि you were telling us that not a single arrest has been made and you would want help right now from the lawyers on our panel. आप बताइए आपको कैसा help चाहिए, हम कैसे help कर सकते हैं?
देखिए, हमारी टीम है, हमारे एडिशनल एसपी आयोग की वहीं पे स्टे की है और मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि हम नाइट तक उसको अरेस्ट कर लेंगे। मेरे को एसपी से भी मेरी बात हुई है और मेरा प्राइम अभी जो मेरी ड्यूटी है, पहले अरेस्टिंग होनी चाहिए। आफ्टर दैट हम बहुत सारे डिबेट में भी भाग लेंगे कि क्या हुआ नहीं हुआ, ये सारी चीजें होंगी। लेकिन एक चीज आप लोग के चैनल पे मैं स्पष्ट करना चाहूंगी कि जब मेरे मेंबर्स वहां गए तो उसके फादर या तो बहुत डरे हुए हैं जिसमें वो कुछ नहीं बोल रहे हैं। जो मिनिस्टर ने एक स्टेटमेंट दिया है कि वो नशे में उन्होंने एफआईआर करा दिया था और वो हम लोग के सामने भी, हमारे मेंबर्स के सामने भी यही कह रहे थे कि कोई बात नहीं है, हमने यूं ही करा दिया। एंड हम दादी जो उसकी थी ग्रैंड मदर, उससे भी हम लोगों ने बहुत रिलैक्स करके बात करने की कोशिश की। लड़की से वो लोग मिलने नहीं दे रहे हैं, हम लड़की से चाहते थे कि हमारी बात हो जाए। उनको हम लोगों ने पूरी तरह से आश्वस्त किया कि आपको कहीं डरने की जरूरत नहीं है, हम आपके साथ हैं, जितना मैक्सिमम हेल्प होगा हम आपको करेंगे। और आज अभी तक हमारी मुलाकात लड़की से नहीं हो पाई है। उन्होंने इसको कहीं ढानी में या कहाँ ले गए हैं, बीकानेर से आगे 60 किलोमीटर फार अवे फ्रॉम नोखा प्लेस है और वो इंटीरियर गांव है। वहां पे लोग, अब क्या कारण है मुझे इस स्टोरी में, मैं दोनों ही तरफ से देख रही हूँ कि क्या सच है इसमें। बच्ची से हमारी बात नहीं हो पा रही है। बच्ची के बता रहे हैं कि कीमोथेरेपी के बाद वो थोड़ी सी अपसेट सी है कि बहुत पेन में है, इसलिए वो बोल नहीं पा रही है। लेकिन हम दोनों ही डायरेक्शन से मैडम इस केस को डील कर रहे हैं कि इसमें जो चीज है वो सामने आनी चाहिए, और जब तक वो तीनों गिरफ्तार नहीं होंगे तब तक हम किसी भी पॉइंट तक पहुंच नहीं सकते हैं। तो मेरा अभी एकदम जो टारगेट है वो गिरफ्तारी है, और इसमें मैं यही चाहती हूँ कि पॉक्सो के लिए मैंने जो कहा था आपको, मैंने पुलिस हमारे एसपी को यही मैंने कहा कि 164 की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, आप तुरंत अरेस्ट कीजिए, और मैं उसी में लगी हुई हूँ। अरेस्ट होने के बाद ही हम आपको कुछ आगे बता पाएंगे, और कैसी हेल्प मुझे चाहिए ये मैं आपको बता पाऊंगी।
Abha Singh, as far as POCSO is concerned, is it necessary to get the victim's statement immediately before making the arrest?
In fact, the law is so particular. It says children should not be threatened, children should not feel insecure. In fact, their statements should be recorded at their homes, in front of some NGO or their family persons. So this girl's statement, if the police needed, it could have gone to the place wherever she was, rather than getting her to the police station or delaying action in the case on the ground, saying that we have not been able to record the statement of the little girl. I think if they want the statement can be taken. They can go in front of her parents and take the statement. And of course, since there is a time lapse of 18 months, if the police wants to investigate a certain facts, the court's Supreme Court guidelines are very there. 48 hours are enough for investigation. I think more time has elapsed and no arrests have been made. So why police is delaying? It is primarily because of the minister's statement. The minister should step down. Chief Minister should take the matter in her case, or the judiciary should step in. If there are such conflicting reports, I think the Rajasthan High Court should itself set up a SIT to monitor this case, or hand over this case to CBI, now that the way state government is messing up the case.
In fact, in another illustration of the state government messing up a case that's still developing, in a latest reaction to come in from the Home Minister Gulab Chand himself, he remains remorseless despite widespread media outcry. He continues to say that there is no proof. He sounds almost like he's patting his own back. The minister said the father of the victim is now changing his statement. I'm going to play that response out to you. Listen in.
एकदम ये नहीं कह सकते कि इसके साथ कोई सेक्सुअल उस समय हुआ 2 साल पहले, उसका कुछ सिम्टम्स है, और आज उसके पिता ने कोई महिला आयोग के सामने बयान किया, वो कुछ और आ रहा है। लेकिन मैं सोचता हूं कि जब तक जिनके बारे में उन्होंने संदेह जाहिर किया उनको लाकर पूछताछ करने के बाद ही इस घटनाक्रम को आगे बढ़ाने की स्थिति बनेगी।
It does seem, of course, that this particular government is in no hurry at all to bring any sort of justice. Indra?
As I said, the more I'm hearing the statements coming from the minister, the more I am wondering that what exactly is going on, because I understand that the victim is also unwell and has had chemotherapy. Now, obviously, that is not happening at home. It is happening in a hospital. So if any records of medical records are required, fairly certain that the government machinery and the police can summon and can get medical reports, etc. So their investigation not to begin unless the victim is found doesn't hold water. So therefore, to say that why the victim is not coming forward, I'm really wondering what's going on here. As a society, have we completely lost it? Because a child, a victim, and here the onus is falling on the victim to ask what is happening, why it has happened, etc. Instead of looking at the whole picture, that there has been a problem, there has been a crime that has been committed.
Yes, in fact, let me bring in Aparna Bhatt here. Aparna Bhatt, when it comes to POCSO again, it is the onus falls on the accused and not the victim.
Exactly.
In this particular case, it should apply in this case as well, but somehow the Home Minister doesn't seem keen.
You see, I want to say something here. See, the statement of the Home Minister is something, I'm not sure if you can... See, the statement of the Home Minister is something that is, unacceptable, to put it mildly. Because at this stage for him, somebody holding an official position like that to pass judgment on the case one way or the other is completely unacceptable. That's the first thing. And second thing is that everyone is talking about arrest and investigation and many other things. You must understand, FIR is only a beginning of a process of a long criminal trial. And one needs to support the child through the entire process. It is not just this. And secondly, there are many other issues also. For example, one doesn't want to get into this question of which government is responsible, which government is not responsible. Generally speaking, in a case of sexual assault, especially of a child, it's important to understand what the child needs at this point in time. Does she need compensation? Does the family need some kind of witness protection, victim protection? These are all concerns one needs to address. And these are some issues that needs to be talked to right now. And if a child is undergoing some kind of a medical treatment and something as serious as chemotherapy, I think it is not appropriate for even well-meaning people to constantly seek to talk to her and find out what has happened. It may not be in her best interest. Ideally speaking, a group of people who want to really help her should form a team, and there should be one point person for the family, and that's what POCSO also suggests, that you should have a support person who will be the interface between the child and the law enforcement and whoever else that wants to help. There is also a need for the Child Welfare Committee to get engaged in this case, and who was appointed in the Juvenile Justice Act, to understand what is to be done. Now, these are many, many issues, and I honestly, in a space like this cannot be thrashed out. Except to say that what I want to say, generally speaking, in all sexual abuse cases, in all sexual assault cases, be it gang rape or otherwise, a general perception is that perhaps there's something that the victim who is saying, she may not be saying the truth. And I think that perception should be taken away. One has to investigate, one has to understand what has happened, and one should record a statement, and the law has to follow its course, whatever the course is. At the same time, making sure that the victim is supported through the entire process. And I'm only requesting that let us not only focus on the arrest and all, and the imminent thing that can happen. It's a long process. It may take years. It may take 1 year. It may take 6 months. It may take 2 years. It may take 3 years. Accused may get bail. At this stage, does she have legal support? Does she have her own lawyer? These are questions that I will have in my mind if I have to interact with her.
There are fast-track courts for such issues.
There should be, Abha Singh, there should be a fast-track court for this issue. And let's ask Suman Sharma, who's working on the case right now for the State Commission for Women. So, Suman ji,
exactly, there should be
does the victim have a lawyer? उनके पास lawyer, उनके पास कोई है help करने के लिए, witness protection है उनके parents के पास?
देखिए, अभी मैंने आपको बताया ना कि वो लोग किसी चीज के लिए अग्री नहीं हो रहे हैं, बात करने को तैयार नहीं हो रहे हैं। आज सारे दिन हमारी टीम उनको नॉर्मलाइज करने की कोशिश कर रही है। अभी भी हमारी टीम वही है और लगी हुई है कि उनको नॉर्मल करें। हमें भी लग रहा है कि कहीं वो प्रेशर में है, क्योंकि वो स्टैंड ही नहीं कर रहे हैं। वो कह रहे हैं कि हमें कुछ एफआईआर या हमें कुछ करना ही नहीं, हमने गलत एफआईआर करा दिया, ना बच्ची से मिलने दे रहे हैं। तो बड़ी अजीब सी स्थिति वहाँ हो रही है। तो इसलिए हमने सोचा कि चलिए आज नहीं कल मॉर्निंग।
लेकिन एफआईआर तो पुलिस अपने आप ही कर सकते हैं, कहीं क्राइम होते हैं।
जी मैम, जी आप करेक्ट बोल रही हैं। इसमें हम लगे, इसीलिए हमने एसपी को कहा है कि आप एक बार जो 3 विक्टिम हैं अभी जो उन्होंने एफआईआर में दर्ज करवाया था उसको तो अरेस्ट कीजिए, तो बहुत सारी चीजें पता चलेगी। मीनवाइल हमने स्कूल एजुकेशन को भी कहा कि वो प्राइवेट स्कूल है, पर उसके स्कूल को भी आप लोग सर्च कीजिए कि वहाँ क्या है, उसके लाइसेंस को रद्द कीजिए। उन पे प्रेशर बनेगा तो बहुत सारी चीजें सामने आएगी। ये वन ऑफ केस है कि या वहाँ ऐसे ही चल रहा था सब कुछ, कई चीजों से हमें सोचने की जरूरत है। तो हम लोग लग रहे हैं अभी प्रॉब्लम है कि मेडिकल भी जो आया है ना, आप लोग को भी पता नहीं जानकारी है कि नहीं, मेडिकल में भी बहुत कुछ क्लियर नहीं है कि
मतलब क्लियर नहीं है, मतलब
उसमें क्लियर नहीं आया। जो या तो मैं जो सीएमएचओ से मेरी बात हुई है मेडिकल ऑफिसर से, तो उसमें क्लियर नहीं है। वर्जिनिटी के लिए तो है कि भाई 13 एज ऑफ 13, तो वो तो हम लोग मानते हैं कि बड़े होने पे साइकिलिंग करने से भी नहीं होती है, पर वो एक आना चाहिए कि अगर 10 लोग और 2 साल से, आप लोगों ने पूरी स्टोरी में थोड़ी सी इस बात की ओर ध्यान नहीं दिया। उनके पेरेंट्स का ये कहना था कि 2015 में ये घटना हुई थी, पहले जो स्टार्टिंग फेज में उनके बयान थे, जो बातचीत जो एफआईआर कराए थे उन्होंने, उसमें उन्होंने कहा था कि वो टॉर्चर करते रहे, उनको अबॉर्ट करवाते रहे, बच्ची को मेडिसिन देते रहे, जिसके कारण कैंसर हुआ। ऐसा एक सीन था कि नॉट अ 1 डे गैंग रेप, ये कई महीनों तक चला है। तो ऐसा कोई मेडिकल रिपोर्ट में क्लियर नहीं आ रहा है कि एग्जैक्टली
देखिए, ये मेडिकल रिपोर्ट क्लियर नहीं आ रहे हैं, इसमें तो हमें भी शक आ रहे हैं कि कोई भी मेडिकल रिपोर्ट पूरे 2 साल नहीं, वैसे भी इनफैक्ट a medical report, if in an investigation a doctor cannot say that there is a history, and to know the age of the victim there is a test. So to say that none of these can come out properly is not correct at all.
Let me begin, Abha Singh. Abha Singh, do you believe that this sort of evidence sounds reliable? That the medical report is inconclusive, that it's not coming out very clearly. All of the details of this case seem very muddled at this point.
Because the complaint has been lodged after 1.5 years, definitely the swabs and the forensics could not have been preserved. So in the medical, it would be very difficult to say that at what time she was raped and also. But the circumstantial evidence in this case would be substantial. The school, the watchmen, the teachers can be investigated, their statements can be recorded. This little child's statement can be taken in a very decent way without troubling her. And those circumstantial evidences, so many cases have been, accused have been punished and cases have been fixed on grounds of these evidences with critical evidences that are there. So I think even if the forensics are not possible after 1.5 years, the critical evidence, but the circumstantial evidence and the statement of the child would be enough to nail the rapist. But the police, since it has not even arrested any of the teachers, their statements have been not recorded, cross-examination has not been done. So these things would have led to further evidences to be detected. So since the police is delaying the case and the rapists are at large, that is the reason that the government is unable to reach to any conclusion. So let the police do the case in the proper manner without politicians making statements. Let the police do its duty without any political pressure. And if the father of the victim has been pressurized, then those people who are threatening the father, they too should be arrested, and the father and the family must be given police protection. They should be moved to a safe haven, because it is very clear that anybody who destroys evidence or threatens the victim, he too can be arrested. So I think not only the rapist but the people around the village and all who are trying to threaten this family, they too need to be arrested and booked.
You know, the point here also is that whereas arrest and all of that, the legal part is one, whenever there is a patient in the hospital, a medical record is created. It is impossible to believe that in a hospital where the victim, as I understand that the person is suffering from cancer, it is not a small ailment. A cancer, then automatically whole lot of investigations would have happened. And if a child of say 12 from when I believe she was assaulted, then there would be a history. Medical examination will show the sexual assault having taken place and how, and I mean, I will not go into details.
There would be records.
So it is impossible to believe that a medical history is not there. The fact is, an investigation has not started, an inquiry has not begun, and therefore none of these facts are being made clear. For an NGO who is talking to the family, trying to get is one part.
This is not the NGO. This is the State Commission for Women. This is a representative of the state government.
Then in that case, it's even more shocking.
I want to ask Bharti Ali this question. Bharti Ali, we don't have too much time, but obviously the state government needs help because it does not know what it's doing in this particular case. What advice would you give the state government or how it should handle this case in order to make sure that the victim, like has been pointed out by the ladies on the panel, that the victim is protected, that the family is given protection and they feel safe enough to come forward and actually give out the details that are necessary in this investigation?
So as Aparna mentioned, the POCSO Act has a provision for providing a support person, and the CWC, the Child Welfare Committee, needs to come into the picture and appoint a support person for this particular child. Now that the FIR has been filed, the police, whether they like it or not, they have to proceed with the investigation today or tomorrow. It can only be quashed at a later point, but at this point of time they have to proceed with the investigation. If there is delay, that is where the Chief Minister needs to take a stand and say that there should be no delay in investigation in such cases. You do not have to wait for 164 statement to be recorded to arrest people who have been against whom allegations have been framed. This child definitely needs protection. In fact, I'm actually also questioning the parent who is now wanting to take the FIR back. There is definitely very clear pressure being put on the family, and therefore it is important to allow the State Commission to intervene in a case like this. with a state like Rajasthan, as I mentioned earlier, they have a state commission for protection of child rights. They have a huge infrastructure in terms of child protection units. A report should be called for from the district child protection unit immediately, and the schools have to be made answerable. Every school has to ensure that that when they recruit teachers, whether on a contractual basis or permanent basis, a reference check is carried out, a background check is carried out, besides many other steps required. But these are immediate measures that Rajasthan has to take, come what may. The child must be protected.
And final closing statements by Aparna Bhatt and Abha Singh. Aparna Bhatt, the child must be protected. But I want to ask you this question. If the father is now making a statement saying that he filed a false complaint, does this close the case completely? Is this excuse enough for the Home Minister to pat himself on the back and the police to shut the file? Or are they required to continue to investigate?
You see, an FIR is registered, so the police will have to investigate and file a final investigation report. It's important that they do that. As far as the father is concerned, one doesn't know under what circumstances he is now making that statement that he wants to withdraw. Well, I mean, very clearly there's some pressure on him. My request to Mrs. Sharma, who I think who's talking from the commission, who's talking to the case and has been keenly following it and has been providing some kind of a support, I think, is, ma'am, please do not make statements of this nature in public that some report is conclusive or inconclusive. It will only help the accused at a later stage. It is too early to make a judgment on anything that's happening in the case. The child needs protection. Protection has to be given in a very effective manner. The family perhaps also needs protection. One has to understand under what circumstances the FIR got lodged and why the father is now saying he wants to withdraw. Clearly there is some kind of pressure on him, and one needs to look into all these aspects. And suppose, and I'm not saying in this case, please don't misunderstand me, if in a given case it is found that any family member is actually not supporting a process that has to be followed by the law, and that process is actually harming the child, there are steps available to look at the whole case without the father having to be involved essentially. These all have to be looked into. It's a very delicate matter for the child and the family. One has to be sensitive to this issue, and one should refrain and at least exercise restraint in making statements about a case which is at such a sensitive and at a very vulnerable point at this point in time. That would be my request to everybody in the media and, of course, people who are involved in this case.
All right, very well said by Aparna Bhatt. Very clearly this is sensitive, and what we expect from the state government at this point is sensitivity. We don't want you to tell us whether the case was false or whether it was true. We don't want you to tell us and judge whether you think the father misused the daughter or the other way around. We simply want you to display some sensitivity when you're doing your job and actually instruct the police to do theirs. That's all that's expected of you. Send out a clear message that this is something you will not stand for, that this is something that goes against everything you believe in as a government, and that you will ensure that the family gets the support that they need, irrespective of what's being said under duress or perhaps not right now. You will ensure the family gets the support they will need, and you will ensure that the highest and the most honorable police officers are put on the job, and they will do the job as set out by the letter of the law. That is all we expect from you. Madam Vasundhara Raje, Chief Minister of Rajasthan, this is your state. This young girl is a daughter of your state as she is a daughter of this country. We expect you to make a statement. It is the least you can do. Do not turn the other way. This is your responsibility. Thanks for watching.